The one thing when I hear all you say when I hear you say this, I can't help to think of pro bono work in like a law firm, and I thought about this the other day. It's it's how you develop the relationships as you how you give and perceive like your work. I started thinking. I don't know. Would you agree that lawyers, when you're talking about like comparing our world with like law and anything, would you agree that maybe you put aside time and effort to just give and not expect like anything in return and just give your time?
Absolutely.
Just,
Absolutely.
and like one
go ahead.
project a month, and that's
Wow,
really
now
all.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
That may be too much, but how?
I wish I could do that, but I agree with the sentiment of giving without expecting anything, and no matter what field you're in, but especially in filmmaking, give and never, without the expectation of receiving something in return, that the act of helping someone is the reward itself. I'm
Wow.
very fortunate that I get to do my commercial directing boot camp, where I teach things that I've learned over 20 years of making commercials. And the one thing I don't publicize enough, because I get flooded with emails, but I want to tell you and your listeners again, is I do a diversity award, where if someone just really simply explains why they want to direct commercials, and they send me a link to a couple of things they've worked on, they don't even have to have directed them, and you're from an underrepresented segment of the population, meaning you're not a white guy, start that. Then you can, unless you're really poor. If you're really poor and a white guy and you have no connections in the industry, that counts as diversity to me. But if you're a black filmmaker and you need a relationship in a woman, a Latina, a Latino, an Asian American with no family connections, that you need to learn about commercials, just email me, Jordan@commercialdirectingbootcamp.com, and every quarter I pick someone that gets to come for free. And I don't ever expect that person is ever going to hire me or send me a project. And, the only thing I ask in return is you do well and you someday help someone else and pay it forward. And you have a kick-ass career. I want you to succeed. That's the biggest reward.
Yeah, they're coming to you, and you want them to put it all in for not just you, for them too. You want what they do to mean
people.
Something.
Absolutely. But I love your analogy to the law firm and the pro bono work. I tell a lot of my clients, if we're shooting for 2 or 3 days and you have a children's hospital as a client or, a nonprofit, let's shoot something at the end of the shoot for a couple hours, a testimony, a couple of cool shots. Let's shoot something with the crew. My crew would love to help something like that.
Wow, that's really powerful to hear coming from someone from like you. Very powerful to hear that. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up my first podcast, and I want to.
It's always going to be special for the two of us.
Don't worry. There'll be more for all you listeners out there. There'll be more every week on Friday.